So I'm going to talk about how much I have in my portfolio and the percentages of what I have in what. Now, I used to use like a trading platform, a couple ones, but then I decided to do it in an ISA. So the fees are quite high, but then you don't get taxed on any earnings. So that's pretty cool. And it's not like for me, that's just like means like, hey, I can just worry about trying to make money on stocks and just not have to worry about fucking, taxes. I wasn't really earning, I wasn't doing that crazy well on the normal platform. I was doing all right. Like at one point, like I think I made like $1,000 or something, like, but I started thinking to myself, like, well, if I want to make more, like, what about fucking taxes and stuff? So I was like, fuck it, I'll just put it all into an ISA. I'll trade with that. So I have, you know, okay, I'm trying to work percentages of what I put into what. So yes, the today's date is the 1st of June, 2022. Okay, just so you have reference. And the market shut. It's the evening. It's 6:41 right now. So UK time. So I'm going to do percentages of my portfolio. I just thought it'd be interesting to put it out there and let's see how it goes. Let's start with, I have about 5% of my portfolio in Forexpo. Now, jeez, they're a mining company in Ukraine. They mine ore pellets, iron ore pellets, or they produce iron ore pellets. They mine iron and they make iron ore pellets. They're based in the middle of Ukraine, so that's why they're quite undervalued. Their market caps are £1 billion, but they're making, like in the last 12 months, like £700 million. If you know anything about stocks, that's a very good, whatever, that's a very good rate of profit for the market cap. Market cap is the value of all the shares times the share value. So how much money is invested in the company by everyone? Like how much they're valuing that on the market. And they announced a dividend. So they got a dividend coming soon, an interim and a special. They have their usual one and a special one. And at the rate I was looking at it yesterday, it was about a 3% dividend and a 6% dividend. So I think if you own them before the 9th of June and the 16th of June, ex-dividend, you have to own it the day before the ex-dividend. Anyway, I'm dropping a lot of things in here, so I won't go into too much detail. I don't want to make it too whatever. I could talk about them on another video. So, for Expo, I've got 5% in there. One, because you can get a good dividend, and two, it's undervalued. But it's undervalued because it could get blown up by Russian troops. So it's kind of like fair, I have another 5% in the JP Morgan Russian securities. Now, I don't know if that's inherently worth much now because they had to sell off all their Russian stocks, I believe. The portfolio isn't really made up of Russian stocks. But I'm wondering whether they have some liquid capital that they might invest after, like back into Russian stocks as soon as they can. I don't know. That's more just a squirt. Like it's a random guess. Like I don't know if it's gonna recover. It's like it was like over 600 before, now it's like at 80. So is it even worth that money anymore? I don't know. That was just a bit of fun. Normally I do a lot more research. Meta, Facebook. I've got half my portfolio in there currently, just because I like the metaverse. I like VR. I like what they're doing with it. They have, and you know what? When you compare them to the other fucking tech companies, they're a lot more fair value than Google and all these other ones and this. And like, they're not a bad value company for their market cap compared to what they're really worth. They're not a bad value. And someone worded it perfectly the other day, like you get a free bet on the metaverse. And you know what? Like if the metaverse does hit off, I want to be a part of it. Like I think it's cool. I think it's fun. I like the VR. Yeah, it might be another fucking fad like the Wii. Worst case scenario, Meta, Facebook, they're called Meta now. they're still just as successful as they are, and they get more successful and grow at the same rate. And then, you know, so what? The metaverse doesn't work. I'm not worried about them. I think they're a good investment. So Persimmon, I've got about 30% in them. They build houses, housing development in York, I think it is. I think they're based in York, but they're like fair value company. But I bought them because in a couple of weeks, I think they got a dividend, ex-dividend date coming up of like 6 or maybe 5%. I think it was 4.92%. So about 5%. So, I want to catch a little dividend off them. Like they're not a bad value company. Yeah, like, and I think they're like a fair value. So I was like, just put some money in there, get a dividend, and they're a fair value company. Now, Sin Foma. I don't know if this was a bad idea. I got about 10% of my money in them, and I was like, you know what? I bought it like a couple days ago. I think I bought it yesterday because it was ex dividend. And there was a 6.5% dividend. And I looked at their money and like how much they earn and the market cap, and I was like, okay, they're like okay value. They're actually undervalued if they do as well next year as they've done this year. But I think the year before they didn't do very well, so I think it could all be a bit up in the air. But the current price of what they lost and in the last 12 months, very good value for the company. And you get a 6.5% dividend. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to YOLO it in, get sick. I wanted some dividends. The market's not blowing up as much. I was like, I bought a little bit of, I'm not going to talk about past trades, but like, that's where I'm at now. Let's see what happens. Buy and sell a lot. It's just sort of be interesting to share it. Yeah, and that's my portfolio right now.